Franks of Josh and Ashley
Street.
Franks, and
How
you're
you
listening
doing
to
out
good
there?
old
Starting out our
encouraging
midpoint. I
gospel
know
music.
they're taking a day off. This is a this is what it used to call it when I was a kid. It was a service day for all of us out there, but the kiddos are taking a day off, and we appreciate you joining us today. Of course, I'm going to share with you today because hey, I got to get up and work, so I'm going to bring you guys along. Again, this is 1100 WSGI. I hope that if you're just discovering us, I hope that you'll share this with somebody else and say, hey, come on, we want to, if you want to know a little bit more about what's going on in our community, here is the way you do it. Yeah, you tune in to 1100 WSGI every morning, 7 to 8 a.m., because that is where we talk about all the things going on in our community. As our song says, we learn about what's happening one street over from where we're living. And there's a lot of things that we want to cover now. Full disclosure, here's what happened this morning as I sit down about, 10, 15 minutes ago. And yes, I did get in here about 10 minutes early, okay, just for the record. Our playing guest today is sick. So when that happens, we just do the best we can. And so we have got a couple of things. I'm going to try to call Terry Martin. If any of you had the opportunity to see Hollywood this weekend, he had a post that went up with the city of Springfield because they've got the skate park getting ready to open. And it's going to open up here on Friday. They're going to have a big ribbon cutting. And he donned his safety gear and got out on it, and it looks awesome. It looks like it's going to be so much fun. And I have some friends of mine that are into skating, and I think they're going to have a blast. But so we're going to give him a call here in a minute. We're going to try the phone lines and see if we can't work something out. But anyway, we're going to maybe Maria will even pop in. She's texting me right now. I cannot read a text while I'm on the air though. But anyway, so we're going to just do a couple of things, but we're going to start out the morning, I think, by giving Terry a call, because I would like to check in with him and see what he has got going on as far as they get ready to open up this very big deal with our new skate park. So we're going to pull his number up here in just a second. We're going to see if we can't give him a shout out. But I also want to tell you about one of our new sponsors. It's not a new sponsor, but they're coming back on, and that's Veterans Motorplex. So we're going to be talking about Veteran Motorplex today. Just a lot of things. Normally we would call Bill Jones in here as a backup. But he is unavailable this morning, too. So you guys have got me, and it is okay because we're going to have a good time. So I hope you will stick around with us as we reach out and see if we can't get Terry on the phone. But we're going to give him a call here in just a second as I plug in the number, and hopefully he'll be able to pick up. He will a lot of the times come on in and just stop in and see us, too, on his way into work. But everybody, has different things going on today, and they're unable to make it in. So we're going to give Terry a call, and we'll see if he'll pick up the line here, and we'll have a little conversation with Mr. Terry Martin. Let's see if we can get him on the phone. Terry, are you there?
Hello.
Are you there?
All right.
I love it. I love it when a plan works. How are you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. How are you this morning?
I'm doing really well. Is this okay? Are you good? We can call you back in a minute because everything's working, so that's a good thing. That's a good day, right?
I am good right now.
Okay.
Remember, I am here by myself at the moment, so if somebody comes to the front desk, I don't know what we're going to do.
Okay. Well, you just you hang up on me, and I'll call you back if we need to continue to talk. But I do want to say on the little post I saw this weekend, when did that post go up with the skate park with you and all your safety gear? When did you put that up? Do you know?
I tried to get them to put me in bubble wrap, but they didn't have enough.
That's hysterical. Well, because it's like I shared it. Let's see. I'm trying to see. I mean, that thing hasn't been up but just this weekend. Yeah.
I think it went up Saturday.
Do you know it was like 11,000 views last time I looked at it?
Oh, was that good?
That's really good. And I mean, it's like you Hollywood. I mean, you're just the star, man. It's funny. You have a really good presence, huh? Go ahead.
I'm just a dumb Parks and Rec guy that loves what he does.
Well, and it comes it comes across. It comes across very well. And I was trying to see if I couldn't find out how many views it's gotten, but I was looking at it and I was like, oh, that's hysterical. But it was, when I last looked at it, it was at 11,000 because it's had, I don't know how many shares, maybe 56 shares, because everybody's going, oh man, Did y'all see Terry? You're the talk. You're the talk of the town, buddy. That's great. But
I actually, my favorite part in it is Seth when he's
yeah,
sitting on the skateboard,
yeah.
and he's not a professional one. That's actually my favorite part.
It is. It's funny. It's funny, and I like that part as well. And but I like how your helmet fits you so well.
My wife, my wife goes, she said, Terry, could they not find a helmet that fit you? I said, you bet. That's part of it. That was the
Oh,
whole thing. I'm not supposed to look like I know what I'm doing. I'm
yeah.
supposed to look like I don't know what I'm doing.
That's hysterical. It was so funny. When I saw that pop up, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm sharing that. And I don't share a ton of stuff, you know. I mean, I pretty much put the show up and then go away. But so when I saw that pop up on social media, I'm like, yeah. And I'm trying to see where the shares on it, but I'm serious, man. It has gotten a lot of views. But tell me a little bit about it. We've got the big ribbon cutting coming up. It's on Friday. But so
Yes.
nobody can go in right now, right? It's totally locked down until then, or
Well, here's the deal. We, it is, but it isn't.
I got you.
Um,
I got you.
we do not have a problem with people going down there skating on it. We would rather. I'm trying to get the sod down all the way
Mm,
around it.
gotcha.
We have not had the weather has not cooperated to get the sod down.
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying desperately to get the sod down. There's a chance we may be able to get it down today.
Okay.
And we really didn't want anybody to get on it just for the reason of if they went off of the skate pad, then they track the mud back up on the skate pad.
Oh,
Is that
yeah, and that sounds
so?
awful. Yeah,
Yeah,
that sounds like a
and
mess.
it all, somebody went off the pad down there and they just got it all muddy. So we just decided, you know what, we can't be security guards 24/7. Just everybody's excited about it. So I've been getting phone calls all weekend about people down there skating on it, and just let them skate,
Yeah.
and we'll clean it up, and we'll get the sod down, and we'll do the ribbon cutting on Friday, and it'll all be good.
Okay, but technically it's not open until they get the sod down, and I hadn't even thought about that. But if you put in a water park or something like that, if you don't have something for them to walk around, anything like that, bringing that mud in, oh, that would be a mess to clean
Yeah.
up. So I
Oh,
mean,
we cleaned it up once, and it was a mess, and we'll have
yeah,
to clean it up again. Sure, I haven't been down there today from the weekend, but I'm sure it's a mess.
yeah.
But it's just, they're excited. They want to get on it. I understand, and we'll just figure it out.
Right. Well, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I love too that you also, because this is the stuff we just talked about. So when I saw it pop up, I'm like, man, I need to get Terry back in here. But I know I just had you in. But this is the week for that opening. But it's also too, as I saw, we're officially that you had opened up the signups for the Buddy League. And I've been
Yes.
telling, I've got special needs teacher at our school, and I was telling her about it, and she wasn't aware of it. And has Lauren reached out to you, Lauren Gray? Because I told her to give
Uh,
you a call. I don't know, but I gave your contact info to her because as soon as I started talking to her about it, she says, "Oh, I've got several students that I think would really be interested in this because there's no age limit." Because you were telling me what was the youngest to the oldest that you have playing in the Buddies League?
we had like a 4-year-old, and we had a 60-something-year-old.
Isn't that cool? I just think that's neat.
Yeah.
And I mean, it
And
just
and
go ahead. Yeah.
we hear that when people hear that, they're like, "Oh my gosh, you got them on the field together." You have to remember there's a volunteer with each individual on the
Mm-hmm.
field,
Yes.
so they're not out there by themselves. And then we also recognize that there are, some of the kids. There's some of them that can actually hit the ball really well.
Uh huh.
So, we'll clear the field. Like everybody just gets off the field, and that one individual that gets up hits the ball.
Okay.
So there's safety precautions that are put in place. Obviously, it's
Mm-hmm.
not just put them out in the field by themselves and let everybody go at it.
Well, and that's why it's important for people if you're interested in this, and and I keep saying, "Oh, it's something I want to do," and it is. It's something big. I really want to be a part of this. I'm gonna try. I have my grandkids. They are playing ball up in Mount Juliet, and so that's what takes my time a lot. Most Saturdays. But I really, really, I want them to see these kiddos and see the love of it because my grandson, my 7-year-old grandson, has such a love for baseball, loves it,
Mm.
and I think he would get so much out of seeing just how it crosses all these barriers. And I just think it would be special. I just think it would be special. So give me the if we want to volunteer for Buddies League, remind me again what I need to do because I know one of the churches runs that, and tell me the times again on the games. Because if I have a late afternoon game, I could come out and do Buddies League. If I have an afternoon game with my grandkids, I could easily do a morning game. And that's when you guys, if I'm not mistaken, didn't you tell me they're like a 10, 11, 12, right in that time frame for the
Yes.
games? Mm-hmm.
Last year they were 11 and 12.
Okay.
I'm that they'll be the same again this year. Depends on how many signups we get, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it'll probably be 11 o'clock and 12 o'clock, and that's on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody that's interested in signing up needs to get a hold of Aaron with Shine Pediatrics here in town.
Okay.
And I'm ashamed to say I do not have her phone number in front of me right now. But that is the contact, Shine Pediatrics here in Springfield.
Okay.
We are sitting down with her. Actually, Seth, our recreational programmer, he sat down with her a couple weeks ago. We are also looking at a different kind of partnership with them.
Mm-hmm.
They cater to the needs, of autistic children and Down syndrome and everything at Shine Pediatrics. So that's a great relationship. We're wanting to further that with them. We're looking to doing basketball up here on Saturdays during basketball season. And instead of having a spring and fall baseball league, we're wanting to have a spring baseball league, and then we're wanting to have a fall soccer league for special needs also coming up.
I think that's great. I think that's great.
Yeah.
And I just, all the opportunities. I mean, it's just, we had a program for years, Little Angels, that we ran up at the church that I'm a part of, Madison Church of Christ. And it was so beautiful because it was for a lot of these sweet people, it was the only thing they had to really get out and do is to come together. And it was once a week that they would come in and they would get together and they'd have activities and things for them. And we just need to be intentional about that because they
Let me
go ahead.
let me I want to stress this,
Mm-hmm.
and you are correct for the participants to get out there and play. It is great, but let me tell you how important volunteering is.
Mm.
You wouldn't believe the testimonies that we get from some parents that are so thankful just for the fact that they got to sit on the bleachers for 1 hour and just relax and watch somebody
Wow.
out there with their child on the field.
Mm.
Because I don't think people understand what it takes to raise a child with a special need.
Mm.
That it is full on 100% go all the time.
Right.
And there's kids out there that have special needs that are runners where they'll just take off. They'll just take off and go run. And you have to keep up with them. And they're always in move mode. They're constantly moving. They are very, very strong. So just the testimonies that we hear from parents that get to take a break because volunteers go up and help for that 1 hour, you don't know what the blessing is for that. So that's very, very important for people to know.
I think that is a really good point. I've had friends that, I've got several friends that have special needs children, and absolutely, this just just the exhaustion you see on them a lot of the times,
Yeah.
and
They love those kids
yeah,
with all of
yeah.
being, soul, mind, and everything. But guess what? They still need a break.
You better believe it. Mm-hmm.
Everybody needs a break.
For sure.
So
And
that's
so
the importance of volunteering. So please reach out. Anybody that's hearing this, please reach out to Aaron at Shine Pediatrics, and sign up to help out with this.
Well,
It's
and
huge.
it was in the beginning, one of the churches did the volunteers, didn't it? Is that where I got that? I think that's what I had originally, and maybe the pediatric group along with one of the churches, because I thought one of the
Uh,
churches was big in this as well. Was it?
Springfield Baptist
That's what I
came
thought.
on with us. Springfield Baptist came on with us in the beginning, and they provided the uniforms,
Okay. Okay.
uh, and they also, uh, you know, I'm pretty sure that they're part of the banquet. I think that they are. They may not. I think we do the banquet by themselves with the special needs. I think. I'm pretty sure. And if we do, Springfield Baptist is a part of that. Now, Shine Pediatrics has been on board with us from the beginning as far as helping with the volunteers, because again, that's Erin's specialty, and she knows. You got to have somebody in place that knows how to communicate with these volunteers and tell them the guidelines, what to do, what not to do, if this happens, if that happens, because, you know, us down here, I don't have a special needs child. Seth does not have a special needs child, so we're not aware.
Mm-hmm.
We're not aware on everything that could take place in certain situations.
Mm-hmm.
So we brought them on from the very beginning because of their experience and their knowledge, and it's proven to be a great partnership, and we want to continue that partnership, and we actually want that partnership to grow. To where they are even more involved than what they were with just the volunteers.
So if somebody volunteers for this, kind of give me, and if you need to step away, just let me know. But I have a lot of questions. I mean, you got a lot going on, and I mean, we're right here on the cusp of spring, and the grass is starting to grow, and all of that, and so I have a lot of questions. But so if I'm wanting to volunteer, when you say that you have a kid, so we would run the bases with them and do all those
Yeah,
things. Yeah.
yep. There's some incidences where you will run the base with them.
Mm-hmm.
You may help them while they're at the bat with the bat to help them swing the bat. You're going to be standing next to them on the infield, paying attention in case a ball comes their way.
Okay.
If it comes a little harder than what it should, then we expect you to step in front and stop the ball. So yeah, the volunteer has a big role in all of this to bring this together.
Well, and that's one thing too. I mean, I need knee replacements. I can't really run right now, but there'd still be a
Well,
place for me, right?
somebody. Here's the thing: if let's just say there's 10 kids on your team,
Yeah.
right? There's 10 volunteers.
Okay.
If you can't run, that doesn't mean that there's not another volunteer on your team that can run.
There you go.
They'll come out and run for you at that moment. So yeah, you don't have to.
I could stand in the outfield, so
Yeah,
and help out.
you could
for
be
sure.
a volunteer. You
Yeah.
could be an outfield volunteer.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
That's just as important.
well, and that's what I want to encourage people, because we all, and I'm the queen of it. I was like, well, I can't do this, I can't do that. Well, yeah, I can. There's always something I can do, and there's this when it comes to volunteering. Find a place to volunteer. If you're not somebody that volunteers, you don't know what you're missing, because you will get so much more out of it than the people who you are volunteering to help. It's just, I'm sure you hear that all the time too. People who come out for the first time and they're like, oh, I just didn't even know this was going on, and this is such a special thing. And do you hear that a lot as well?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and I'm sure Erin probably hears it more than we do. And again, it's because she's a part of that. I can't remember if it was Springfield Middle or Springfield High School, where one of the ball teams, I think it was the softball team, they came out and volunteered. The whole softball team did it.
Oh,
And that's what I love. I
yeah.
think like your classroom, the classroom that you teach, to have them come out and pick a Saturday where they all come out and be a part of that, or all the sporting teams. I do recommend to her, and I believe she does, reaches out to all the county schools and asks if one of the teams can come out and volunteer for just a Saturday.
Okay.
And you'd be amazed how many people come back. They want to come back. They don't just want to do it that one Saturday. They want to come back for more. So it's very, very important that we do get the kids involved and let them come be a part of this, because it's the unknown.
I'm sorry.
It's just
Whenever
the
you're on the
unknown.
phone, I can't tell if you're done talking or not. So I'll talk over.
Uh,
I apologize. How long does the season last? Is what I was going to ask you.
about 6 or 7 weeks. We
Okay.
do 6 or 7 Saturdays for them.
Mm-hmm. And so, can you, privately, of course, not now, can you send me her phone number? And I'll reach out to
Yeah,
her and get specifics on it because that's something we can share with our Fellowship of Christian Athletes. That'd be
yes.
a great group to come out and be a part of this. I just think it's a wonderful idea. It's wonderful. I have always thought it was just such a great. And this is the third year, correct? Third or fourth?
This year 3.
Yeah, I think
I
it's
get mixed
three.
up. We do
Yeah.
fall ball now, so it's like we do spring ball and then fall ball and spring ball and fall ball. So I think this is year 3. Yes,
Okay.
and we're to extend and into basketball and
Mm-hmm.
soccer.
Well, and you had mentioned something about the uniforms and things like that. Have you gotten all that taken care of? Who
Yes,
sponsors your
actually, that is
uniforms?
here, and I do believe that I am speaking correctly. That we have South Haven that is coming in this year that is going to
Okay.
take care of the uniform for the special needs kids.
Okay. See, and it's definitely a community effort for sure on something like this. But it's buddies. It's the buddy sports program. We can call it that instead of just buddy softball because with you adding in the ideas of basketball and soccer, it's the buddy sports program now. And
That's it.
so I think it's just wonderful. But if you'll share her phone number with me so I can reach out to her, because now is she going to be involved in these other sports, or does she probably need somebody to come alongside her so she's not having to handle volunteers for all of it? Or is she like, yeah, let's do it?
She's going to be involved in all of it.
Oh, wow. I got to get her on. Yeah. Send me her number and
Yeah.
let me get her on to talk to her because I think that would be a great conversation to have for sure.
Yep.
But,
He's involved in all of it. And like I said, Shine Pediatrics, that's who they lean towards is kids with special needs. So
that's
it's
wonderful.
just a good fit. It is a
Hmm.
good fit.
Well, that's very good. We're talking with Terry Martin. He is our Parks and Rec guy. He is the director of Parks and Recreation here in Springfield. And I'm going to keep talking to you until you have somebody come in and interrupt it because I've got a couple more questions. I want you to you teased in the video. If anybody that watches the video of them out on the skate park can find out how many times it's been viewed, let me know. I have been searching and searching, and I cannot get it to pop up to tell me how many views it's had, but it's a lot because it's cute, and it conveys the message. It lets everybody know what's going on. It's just a great way to promote it. But in that video, you talk about the pickleball, and you also talk about the all-inclusive playground, and I think the
Uh-huh.
bathrooms you talk about. So why don't you go over some of the things you mentioned in that video and just remind us, even though we covered it the last time you were in, can you just remind us of all those things coming up?
Yeah. So I'd like to say right off the bat is that skate park is separate from the grant, and that
Hmm.
skate park would have never happened or never taken place if it wasn't for Kiwanis
Amen.
of Spring. Yeah, they stepped up to the plate and they went big.
Hmm.
So that would have never happened probably without them. And that vision started years and years and years ago with Margot Fosnes.
Hmm.
So kudos to Margot for having that vision and seeing that coming to fruition this Friday. I know it's going to be special for her and also just to all the Kiwanis Club members in the past that have helped bring this together and all the work that they have done. Great job and thank you very much.
And I
Now,
reached out to
past that,
Ace. I'll just say too, I reached out and called Ace, but she didn't pick up her phone like you did. I was going to get her on too because Ace had a lot to do with it as well, right?
yeah, she was president during part of the term.
Yeah.
I think there's been, since this thing has started, there's probably been
Oh wow.
four presidents that have been a part of this.
Uh huh.
So yeah, this has been in the works for quite a while,
Yeah.
and all of them, all the members there, from the presidents down, they've just done, they brought it together. They've done a great job.
So
So
kudos to
thank
all those who had a part in it. But I didn't realize that Margot was the beginning of this. So that's cool. I guess was she going to be there Friday? I
She is.
wonder. Yeah,
Yes.
because she's moved out. They have moved, and so that'll be wonderful that she can come be a part of that. Now, you were about to jump into something else. So where were you going after that? I
The
stopped you.
LPRF grant,
Mm,
the two contracts are on the board. We received the grant, $500,000 matching grant, $1 million. The state matches our 500,000, so it's $1 million.
wow.
The contracts are on the March agenda to be approved for professional services. Once that is approved, then we are fixing to take off. And
Mm-hmm.
right now, the plan is to tear down the restroom facility and build it back as quick as possible. That we need to have in place first before we start putting in the new pickleball courts and the playground, just so we have the restrooms ready to go for whenever we have the new features in place. So I'd say after the restroom facility is complete and done, uh, and that is so much needed down there. That restroom facility at Gardner Street, it is ready for a new one.
Uh-huh.
We will then start building, have them come in. We'll put bids out, and we'll see who's going to give us the biggest, best, nicest playground for the most money. That's how that works, right? You
Mm-hmm.
just tell them what you want, and hopefully you get it. It's inside the budget, so we're excited about that. That'll be an all-inclusive playground. It'll have a turf surface where Martin Luther King Jr. Park Playground has a rubberized surface. This will be a turf surface. It'll have a ADA compliant play feature, a big tub that sort of sways back and forth that you can have access if you're in a wheelchair. You can push a child off onto this feature, and while they're in their wheelchair, and they are able to swing back and forth or tilt back and forth. We will also have the musical panels in place for the autistic kids, and we'll have panels a part of the ramping to get up to the slide area and everything. We'll have panels in there too. The main theme for that is going to be the clock tower. So we're gonna try to
Oh, wow.
replicate the up here at the courthouse. We're going to try to replicate that clock tower as best as we can. That's going to be the main theme. So
Oh,
we're
I
really
love
excited
that.
for that. And then after that, we've got the two pickleball courts that'll go in on one of the tennis court areas. All that surfacing will be redone. There'll still be a tennis court next to it, so we'll put up a little fence, to make sure the balls don't go back and forth on each side. And then if there's any area in the parking lot that is not ADA compliant, then we will have to repair that and make that become ADA compliant. That's
Okay.
one of the big things with grants, that whenever they come in and they're going to do grant work, they're going to check your sidewalks and your parking lot and everything, and they're going to make sure everything is ADA compliant.
Well, and that's something you want to happen anyway, because I mean, it's just something that can be such a problem later on. I remember whenever I first started doing this show, and Gina Holt used to come on, and they were trying in all areas in the city to become ADA compliant, and
Yes.
looking at that. So I mean, it's in the fact that you've got a grant to help you do it. I mean, that's wonderful. That is just a wonderful
Yes.
blessing. Yeah.
And the good news is the way they've built the parks in the past. Whenever we do get these grants and TDEC comes in with their little levels and everything and starts checking everything, we don't have a whole lot that are out of compliance.
Mm.
So kudos to everybody in the past that have been a part of putting these parks in and parking lots in, and it was done well.
And intentional, and you have to just I just we have such a good team here in our city, in our county. I mean, we really do. They stay on top of it. I mean, if you're new to this area, bless you, because I'm telling you, you've hit the right place, because we're real proud of this place, and it's just getting better all the time. And the reason why is you got people at the helm like Terry. And how can they come see you? You're there at the center already, so you had to go in early. The reason why you couldn't come in studio with me, and I just thank you again. I had plans to have a guest on. Gary Lima. He's going to talk about Civil War reenactment and some of this historical stuff that they do, and they're looking for some land, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But he got sick this morning. Yeah, you can't help it. Sometimes when you have plans and you just wake up sick, you can't help it. So I called Terry and
Yep.
I said, "Hey, I saw this video over the weekend, and it's fabulous. So can you come on and talk a little bit about it?" And so thank you so much for making yourself available. But you had to go into the center early because you've got some people out. And so y'all open up at what, 6 or 7? What time do y'all open the doors?
6:30.
Okay, so early. Do you have people that come in and walk and do the hit the doors pretty early? Do you have folks in there now working out?
Oh yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
We've got members that come in. They're here at 6:31.
They're like, open the door right now. You better be
That's
on
it.
time. That's funny. Well,
Yep.
so tell people what that is about for those that might be tuning in that are new and aren't aware of what the center is and what it's all about and best spent money when it comes to fitness membership around. It is a great deal. So tell them about that real quick and then I'll let you go because I got to do some commercials and talk a little bit about what Gary was going to bring to the table. But go ahead and tell them about that and then we'll recap and let you get back with your day.
Yeah, just come on down here to the center and see us. It's at 401 North Main Street. We have basketball courts are available to the public. We have two pickleball courts that are painted also on the basketball court that you can have access to in the mornings, Tuesday through Thursday from 6:30 to 11. We actually have two nets here that we'll set up for you if we need to. We do not have paddles and we do not have pickleballs, so you have to bring that on your own. We have exercise equipment in here, a walking track upstairs. We have different levels for people to sign up. If you're a senior, you are more than welcome to come in here and walk for free. If you decide that you don't want to just walk, you also want to shoot basketball and use our workout facility, it's $10 a month for a senior. So you can't beat that at all.
No, not at
So
all.
we want you to come on down and see us. I'm always here. My door is always open. I may have a meeting, but if you would like to get to the front of the line to talk to me, strawberry cupcakes will get you far. And that's all I have to say.
Strawberry cupcakes is the key. I love it. That's great. I love it. You can always be bribed. You're
That's
funny.
right.
You're funny. And then, guys, if you have not seen this video, I just reshared it. I imagine it's probably at least 12,000 views by now because, I mean, it is hysterical. It's cute. You guys have fun there. And that's one of the things. The first time you came in this studio, I love having guests that come in that obviously love their job. And you obviously love your job. And so, all those, Seth, all of them, everybody I've seen from that office loves their job. And you just can't help but want to be a part of it. So, go to the center, go check out what they've got going on, join up, go take a walk, go to our parks. We've got beautiful parks around the area, and now the skateboard park. I'm so excited about this, not because I'm a skateboarder, but just because I know there's a lot of folks out there that I want to just go and just watch them. You know, I cannot wait. But tell them again about the ribbon cut, and then I'll let you go.
The ribbon cutting is scheduled to take place this Friday, March the 8th at 4 p.m. We did it a little late in the day because we want the kiddos to be out of school so they can come on down and have their skateboards, rollerblades, whatever it is they got, so they can have all of that ready to go. If we are going to allow bicycles to get on the skate pad, but they got pegs on bicycles, like BMX bikes got pegs on them.
Okay.
Those pegs be metal or steel at all. So those pegs have to be like a ceramic or a hard plastic.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way they're going to get on the skate park with their bicycles. And the reason being is if a bicycle falls over and it's got a metal peg on it, there's a good chance that it can take a chunk out of the concrete.
Okay.
So that was something that the builders told us. And by the way, all the builders, Hunger Skate Park is the company that built this skate park, did an outstanding job. And all of them are either skaters or bicycle riders. So every day as they would pour another section, they would all test it out constantly. And they just go on and on about it. They're really speaking highly of it. So they're all just skaters and bicyclers, but that's one thing they informed us on. Do not let bicycles on it with metal pegs. And if you're a bicycler out there and you're listening, you know what that means.
Mm-hmm. So no bicycles unless they have pegs and are the type of bikes that are
No,
meant to go
no,
out there.
no, no bicycles with metal pegs.
Yeah.
So they can have a bicycle and it can have pegs on it. It just can't have the metal pegs.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood you. Okay. So
Yeah.
bicyclers that do this, they know what you're talking about.
Bicyclers that do it know what we're talking about. You can
Hmm.
come down there and you can have a bicycle, but if your bicycle has pegs on it and they know what that means, they can't be metal. They have to be ceramic or plastic.
Gotcha. Okay. So again, bicycles, if you have pegs on them, they have to be ceramic or plastic. No metal
No metal.
pegs. No metal pegs.
That's
Do
right.
you have signage out there saying no metal pegs?
Yes, we don't have it right now.
Yeah.
Adam Maker Table is in the process of making our sign, and the rules we got some rules on there. I know
Hmm.
skateboarders, and they don't like rules, but we do have rules
Right.
just to keep it family friendly and safe
Hmm.
and taken care of. So we have a sign coming with rules on it, but it will be set up soon.
Okay, and that's one thing. They'll police each other because these folks that are wanting this, they're gonna make sure it stays what it needs to be. Don't you think? I think that the ones that are out there enjoying will be like, hey, get off here. You don't have pegs. You don't need to have that out here. So we don't want to mess it up. So
That's
they'll
what
be,
we're
yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what we're hoping. We
Yeah.
we want them to do. Any facility that we open, the volleyball courts, the basketball courts. That's something I stress all the time and say, listen, these are y'all's.
Mm-hmm.
This belong. You are here in Springfield. This is your facility now. Take care of it. And if you see somebody that's not, tell them or tell us. Don't let it just happen where somebody's destroying it or not taking care of it. Let us know because it's your facility.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Terry Martin, our director of Parks and Rec here in Springfield, and we appreciate you, brother.
Cowabunga, dude.
All right, man. I like to call him Hollywood because he just is on camera. He's just full of it, and he's so fun. And if you've missed the video, go watch it. I appreciate you, brother. Thanks again.
My wife will agree with you. I am full of it. Thank
Ah,
you
in
for
a
having
good
me on.
way. In a good way. Thank you, Terry. Thank you so much. God
All right.
bless you. And thank you guys for
Bye-bye.
joining us. Bye bye, sweetheart. And thank you guys for joining us here for One Street Over. This is 1100 WSGI. And if you're just joining us, we had Terry on the phone because we had plans. Gary Lima was planning on coming in, and sometimes it just happens. People get sick. So just as I sat down, and I was not late, I had 10 minutes to figure it out. So, but anyway, I was able to get Terry on the phone and just because this video that went up over the weekend, it's just so funny and it's so cute. And again, it's being watched a lot. But there's a few other things we need to cover. So I had to go ahead and let him go in. And I'll kind of go over the content of what's going on with Gary. Maybe we can get him in. I don't think we have any openings this week, but maybe we can get him in next week to talk a little bit more about what they're trying to do. Well, let me do one of my ads and then we'll come back because we're welcoming back Veterans Motorplex back in the house today because it's March and they race March through October. Now, this weekend, they have got their big banquet dinner that's going on for anybody that raced last year. You need to get your tickets because their banquet dinner's coming up. It's at Calvary Baptist, the gym there at 2806 Highway 41 in Greenbrier. And this is happening again this weekend. It's going to be 5 p.m. dinner, and then 7 p.m. they're going to have the award ceremony. But that's this weekend. It's going to be happening on Saturday, March 9th, casual dress, but they want everybody that raced. Fans are welcome too if you want to come and be a part of that. If you're somebody that just follows this and you're out there every time those gates are open and you want to be a part of it, well, come on out. They're going to recognize their 2023 champions plus the top 10 in points, plus Rookie of the Year and other special awards are going to be happening. So if you want to get tickets, you can get tickets online. They've got family tickets, and you'll have to go to. I'm trying to see where the link is. If you'll go to the Highland Rim Speedway page. Go to the Highland Rim Speedway page, and you'll get all the details there. But they have got family tickets, $100, and that's going to be 2 adults and 2 minors under 18. An adult ticket's $45. Child's tickets $20, 5 and under's free, and that's in advance if you get them online. But you can get them at the door, and it's just going to be a few dollars more. You can get a family ticket 110 that night, and adult tickets $50. So just all kinds of ways for you to go. But it is going to be a good time to celebrate the racers of last year and get ready for the big 2024 season. It is racing time again here in Middle Tennessee at Veterans Motorplex. To find them on social media, look for Highland Rim Speedway. They kept that social media page when they took over the racetrack because they had so many followers. It'd been crazy just to have dumped it. But go to Highland Rim Speedway, and that's where you'll find out all the news about what's happening at Veterans Motorplex this weekend, March 9th. It is the big championship banquet, and they want to invite you to come out and recognize all the 2023 champions, and it's going to be a good time. Jerry's always such a wonderful guy to help us out here at 1 Street Over and 1100 WSGI. Has been one of our longtime sponsors now, been a couple of years with us, and they're picking up again this year, and we're excited to be able to share all the details about what's going on at Veterans Motorplex, the old Highland Rim Speedway. It is racing season again in Middle Tennessee, y'all. Oh, and we're so excited about spring. I just can't wait for all the stuff to going to have to start mowing the grass. That's one thing I meant to ask Terry about, what do they do? Do they put that out for bid every year? I guess that's probably a question more for Ron Martin, our city manager. But, as the grass starts growing, those are jobs out there. So if you're looking for something to do, you just might want to check into that because, boy, that grass is going to start growing and growing fast. Now, we wanted to talk a little bit about what Gary was wanting to come in and discuss. Gary Lima is part of the historical reenactment group that does National Civil War reenactments. Now, they're wanting to organize a huge reenactment. They are looking for about 500 acres. That's what they're looking for the 160th anniversary of the Battle of Franklin during the weekend of October, during a weekend, the last weekend of October in 2024 here in Tennessee. So they would love to do it in this area. So the big thing is trying to find that much acreage at that time of the year. That's the issue because this is the time frame. Again, it's the last weekend in October. They're looking for about 500 acres of land to hold the 160th anniversary of the Battle of Franklin. And they just don't have the land out in the Franklin area, I guess, to do it. But they have, if you've ever been to any of these reenactments, it's cool. I mean, it is just cool. I've got some friends that participate in this stuff, and it's fascinating to see. If you want to go and be a part of this, you need to reach out to Gary and get more details about this organization. He has got a couple of phone numbers here that you can reach out to. 770-296-1870. Again, 770-296-1870. And if you want to, give them a call and say, hey, I'd love to be a part of this and maybe work with some of the reenactors. But more than anything right now, they're looking for a landowner that says, hey, I've got a bunch of, pasture land. And what they said to expect is a lot of horses, a lot of people, a lot of spectators. That's why they need the land. When they first told me about it, I'm like, well, I got a little bit of land, but I've only got 40 acres. I don't have near the acreage that they're looking for. And even that my piece of property has got some historical significance to it. And so I said, oh, it'd be cool, but not anywhere close to enough land. They're needing a lot of pasture land. And so if you know somebody that runs cattle, that maybe could bring them in the barn for a weekend or do something like that. I haven't been around cattle in a long time, so I don't know the parameters of that. But I can think of a couple of farms in this area that've got quite a bit of acreage and a lot of pasture land that maybe that's something they could do. If that's something you would like to be a part of, give them a call. Again, they're looking in there, would love to have it in this area. We'd love to have it here in Robertson County, but it's going to be the 160th anniversary of the Battle of Franklin that they're wanting to hold the last weekend in October. They would love to reenact it in this area, but they need 500 acres of land. They are the ones that put on the 160th anniversary of the Battle of Chickamauga that was held just 9 miles south of that battle in Georgia last September. So if you want to know a little bit of their track record, other past events, the Stones River battle, they had one in Stones River So they have done ones on the battleground of the historic battleground of Shiloh in 2017. So this is not just a fly by night group. Said they had 3,000 infantry, 40 artillery guns, and 100 cavalry horses in action on the battlefield. I mean, that would be something to see. Wouldn't you love to have that historical event here in this area? That's what we're looking for. Is there somebody out there that has some land that they could do this historical reenactment? Gary Lima is the gentleman here locally that can help you with it. He is the event liaison for the Battle of Franklin, the 160th anniversary, and we'll try to get him back in here live to talk a little bit more extensively about this. And I guarantee you, he knows a whole lot more about it than I do. I just have his notes he sent me. He was planning on being here today, but unfortunately woke up sick this morning. And, that's everything's going around. I don't know about y'all, but it seems like every time I turn around, somebody is saying, oh, I had a friend, kid had 102 fever this weekend. And it's like, oh, we're around the kiddos and stuff. If you're a teacher like myself, I don't know. I hope I'm not setting myself up to get sick, but I've done pretty well. And I think maybe it's my age, because you get things, you get immune to it and you move on. So I don't know, maybe that's one of the reasons why I've been able to avoid getting sick, but boy, it seems like everybody else around me has got something going on. So please take care of yourself as we get into spring here. Everybody wants to be well and feel good, get some rest, take care of yourself, and hopefully we can get Gary in here to fill us in on this reenactment and what they're trying to do. They had a deadline of finding a place, I don't know, one day last week, and we just haven't had an opportunity to bring him on and talk to him about it. But they've extended the deadline because they are really looking for the perfect place, and it's out there. If you know of somebody, 500 acres is what we're looking for, good pasture land. We're talking a bunch of horses, a bunch of people. They're expecting, let me go through those numbers one more time, but they're expecting, I wanted to say 3,000 infantry, 40 artillery guns, and 100 cavalry horses in action on the battlefield is what they're expecting. So this is not going to be a little thing. It's going to be a big deal. Maybe if you've got a property that you're wanting to people to take notice of, that you've got a venue, something like that. Maybe you've got a building in the middle of this, acreage, and you want people to take notice of your venue. This would be a really good way to get some exposure and let people know what you have going on. So just consider it. If you know somebody that's got about 500 acres that they're looking to do a Civil War reenactment, they're going to do the Battle of Franklin. It's the 160th anniversary, and they're looking to set this up on the last weekend of October. If you can help them out with that, reach out to Gary, and that number again, one more time for this reenactment is 770 296 1870. 770 296 1870. If you can help out, if you want to be a part of it. Now, let's talk about some of our sponsors that we appreciate so much for bringing you one street over. Barry and Rebecca Richards with Exit Prime Realty. Yes, it's a new name, but it's the same great exit team. If you are needing any help in real estate, they're the ones to give a shout out to, because they have been a part of this program for a long time. Great friends of this program and great friends of the community. I know that we're going to have the program coming up from Open Door, and Barry always helps out with that video. If you've ever been to any of the Open Door Pregnancy and Resource Center events, those videos, Barry does those and does a beautiful job. He came out of a marketing background, and to be able to have that expertise on your team, if you're trying to sell property, it's priceless. He is the broker here in Springfield now. Rebecca, his bride, is a agent out of White House. They took those two offices and combined them to make a new branch in the Exit team, and it is called Exit Prime Realty. Exit Prime Realty, new name, same great Exit team that you're so familiar with. If you need an agent up in the White House, well, really anywhere in this area. They live up in Cross Plains. They buy and sell in the surround. They specialize in Robertson County properties, but as we always say, they also buy and sell in the surrounding counties and across the state line in Kentucky. Great friends of the program, great friends of the community. They are, of course, sponsoring the Kilgore Station Bluegrass Festival. That is coming up as well on the 17th and 18th of May. So we want to invite you to come out for that. Save the date. It'll be here, man, in a minute. We're in March. So it will be here before you know it. I want to invite you to come out and be a part of that. If you want to reach out to them, you can give Rebecca a call at 615-504-7425, 615-504-7425. You can connect with them at sellwithbecky.com, sellwithbecky.com, or buy, B-U-Y, robertsoncounty.com. And as always, we do ask you that you be sure and let them know that their ad dollars are working, and let them know that you turned 7. Let's continue on with the show. Tuesday, got sick and had to cancel, but we checked in with Terry Martin this morning, our director of Parks and Recreation here in Springfield, and he does a fabulous job of it. Go down to the city, to the center in the city right next to City Hall, and you'll be able to talk to him and find out all about that deal for a fitness membership there at the center. What a great deal. And of course, he mentioned the seniors rate because he knows I qualify for that. But it's only $10 if you're a senior to use all the equipment to go play basketball. It's a great deal. And if you're a senior, you can go in there and walk for free. But it is really one of the best kept secrets here in Springfield. If you want a place to work out, it is a great deal and a great place just to go and be a part of the community and see what's going on. So we encourage you to go and check that out. We also want to encourage you to be sure and vote tomorrow. I know now I'm taking tomorrow off. I'm learning that I need to every now and then just kind of take a break. So since we don't have to get up for school, I thought, well, maybe I won't get up for radio tomorrow. So Lee Marie, if you have not heard my friend Lee Marie, she does the Go Show here on Wednesdays from 8 to 9, which is focused on just some of the community events. That started as kind of a community calendar show that she talks about just all the things happening around the community. So I asked her, and she is one that stays real plugged in politically. I have kind of gotten away from that myself and focusing more on, as far as what I do with the time that I'm not working, is ministry. I work with Celebrate Recovery on Tuesdays and Wednesday nights and have been a part of the Madison Church of Christ. I was on staff there before they hired me to be a teacher. And I'm still, involved with Celebrate Recovery. I help lead that program with a bunch of volunteers that just make it awesome at Madison. We've got such an amazing team. Paul Rainey comes on and watches the show every morning. He's one of the guys that comes out and helps us. And I cannot say he takes care of the kitchen. Oh my gosh, he's a retired fireman and from Nashville, and just such a great cook, and helps us out in the kitchen and just handles that for us. And I just can't say enough about the volunteers. Him and his sweet bride Mary, they're all over the place. They go to Mexico with me, so we've got a great team of volunteers that run the one at Celebrate Recovery. But I'm saying all that to say that's kind of why I've stepped away from the political thing, but I'm not away from the political thing. The reason I didn't have to dress up today because we have a professional day, so we're not around the kiddos and stuff. And so they let us be a little more casual for those days when it comes to the role of a teacher. But this is a professional development day for us. And so I was like, I'm going to wear my t-shirt. And I picked this particularly because it's the land of the free because of the brave. And guys, I cannot say enough about how you just completely disregard the sacrifices that have been made for your country when you don't go out and exercise your right to vote. This is a primary tomorrow, and I know it's one of those things people are like, well, primaries don't matter. Yes, it does. Just you have people that went to the trouble to put the uniform on for you and fight for your freedom. For heaven's sakes, go to the polls and vote. If you didn't get out to early vote, I almost always vote on election day. I'm not a huge fan of early voting. I think we do it well here in Tennessee, but there's a lot of states that don't. And sometimes I wish we had federal voting laws. I don't know, states' rights and all that kind of thing, because there's just so much corruption, but we do it really good here in Tennessee. I'll go and vote tomorrow. Absolutely. It is something that I just am so honored to be able to be a part of. The only time I've ever missed voting, to my knowledge, there may be one that slipped by me, but my husband and I, when we got married, we were actually on our honeymoon when the election happened with President Bush won. And we had forgotten to get our absentee ballots in, and so we neglected to vote that time. And I think that's the only one we've missed, but otherwise we're always there. So please, tomorrow the schools are closed because, and when I asked this question of Senator Roberts the other day, I said, is it a law that says we have to close? And he says, really, it's more about keeping the kiddos safe. And maybe I even ask our Corporal Rippey is our student resource officer at Greenbrier, and that may have been a question I asked him as well. But they said that it's about the safety of the kiddos because we have to check IDs, and if you're going to go into a school now, you have to check in, you have to be signed in. You don't just walk into a school, and so because you have the doors open and you have people just walking into a school, you don't want kids there. And I thought, well, that makes perfect sense. Can you imagine what could happen in those kinds of situations? You don't want to expose your kids to that. So that's why the schools are closed, because we do use our schools as polling places. So schools are out tomorrow because of the election. Today, they're out because of the professional development day that we are doing for all the teachers across the district. So you'll see the teachers out and about. I get to go by, I'm excited. I get to go by Innovation Academy. They're wanting to do an aspect of broadcasting in some of their programs that they have there. And so they've asked me to stop by and take a look at what they're doing and see if I can offer some advice and things like that. So I'm honored to get to do that. I'm going to get to go by and check out Innovation Academy. I've been there at the theater many times because I love the plays that we hold with Robinson County players. And also, if you missed an evening with Miss Lena and Mr. Patterson, oh my goodness, it was wonderful. They recorded it, and it's going to be something you can share. I'm going to share it with my kiddos, but it was wonderful. But that was my last visit to Innovation Academy. So I'm headed out there for the professional development day. But, just be nice to the teachers. We're out working today. Kiddos get a day off today, and they get a day off tomorrow. We all get a day off tomorrow. Lee Marie's going to fill in for me tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to sleeping in past 4:30 in the morning tomorrow. And I'm not sure who she has planned, but I have a feeling it'll be geared around the election. You will absolutely enjoy her. And then we will have, of course, a visit with our Veteran Service Office on Wednesday. And we're going to visit with some of our foreign exchange students on Thursday morning. Barbara's working on that. Of course, we'll have United Way in here then at 7:30. But just a full week of shows planned for you. We are getting very, very close to spring break for Robertson County. Not next week, but the next. And so I'm going to take that week off too. And Lee Marie's going to fill in for me. And I appreciate you, sister, for doing that. So I can take a little bit of time off as we finish, we're still trying to sort things out with my mom's, the things after my mom passed right after Christmas. That's going to be an ongoing deal for, the next couple of months. So I may pop in and out because of that. But I do appreciate Lee Marie definitely stepping in for me and covering the shifts and keeping you up to date on all the things going on here in Robertson County on one street over. Now, as we head out, I do want to talk about our sponsor, Cumberland Connect. It was so interesting. I had forgotten that, Cumberland Electric extends up into Sumner County because my friend Lisa Fort was in here the other day, and she is getting real close to getting her connection to Cumberland Connect. If you are a Cumberland Electric customer, you're going to have access to high-speed internet. So Cumberland Electric customers, I had completely forgotten about when my husband and I moved to Hendersonville. I had to come here to Springfield to turn on my electricity at the office just down from where I eventually moved. Isn't that cool? But nonetheless, if you are a Cumberland Electric customer, get ready. And if you want to know when they're going to come knocking on your door, you can go to cumberlandconnect.org, cumberlandconnect.org, and you put in your address, and they will tell you, well, maybe they're already there, or they'll tell you when to expect them. Or you can give them a call at 800-987-2362, 800-987-2362. Again, give them your address, and they'll tell you exactly when to expect them knocking on your door. $80 will get you a gig. Now, there's a lot of packages. You don't have to get a gig, but why not? It seems like everybody that comes into the studio has got a gig, because a lot of us were paying $60 and $70 for terrible service. And when somebody says, well, you can have a gig for $80, we're like, sign me up. And it is wonderful. Wonderful coverage, wonderful service. They have got all kinds of packages, though. If that sounds like a lot and you're somebody that's struggling financially, well, they have the Affordable Connectivity Program, which provides qualifying households with monthly assistance to help pay for broadband services up to $30 per month if you qualify. And they have programs starting at just $30 per month. It's a utility now. It's replaced our phone lines. Everyone needs it, and they recognize that, and they want to help. Cumberland Connect is available to help you out with your connection needs, with your broadband needs. And if you're a Cumberland Electric customer, get ready, because they're going to knock on your door. Again, the number to call if you have questions, 800-987-2362, 1-800-987-2362. for Cumberland Connect, one of our sponsors here at One Street Over. We appreciate you joining us. Thank you for hanging in there with us.
Hi, friend.
This was the first song actually written for the next album.